Hey guys, even I was tired of doing all the negative videos about the US, but Trump administration has given us a really special gift for Diwali. So firstly, happy Diwali to you all, and we have now the much awaited 100K H1B fee update, especially what it means for the F1 students, which covers a lot of our audience, that is the Indian students studying in the US. So what does it mean for you? And suddenly US is again looking very attractive as a study abroad destination. So I'm sharing my thoughts on this critical update. It just came out, I think, 20 hours ago. So I'm going to talk more about it on the other side of the intro. Keep watching. So hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Nishtha from Scholar Strategy and 24 North Star. I hope you guys had a fabulous Diwali, and I think this is the best way we could celebrate Diwali. So yes, today I'm going to talk about three most important points. The first is what's this major 100K H1B fee update? Let's understand it very clearly. And second is why this is such a big deal, and I want to discuss its impact on the which companies. And thirdly, what does it mean for Indian applicants? So let's get started with the first point. The first point is what is this big update? And so USCIS has just made a new declaration in which they have released detailed guidance on the new 100,000 H1B, because let's be honest, there was a lot of confusion. So it always said that this will not apply to change of status for people who are already in the US. So we understood that if you are in US and if you're changing from F1 visa to H1B visa, the fee will not apply to you. But the main question was what will happen when this person would leave the country and get it stamped somewhere else and then try to re-enter US. Will the fee apply in that case or not? That was the major question, and now we have 100% clarity on it. So let me read the exact text here. So this is what USCIS has said, that further an alien beneficiary of such petition will not be considered to be subject to the payment if he or she subsequently departs the US and applies for a visa based on the approved petition and or seeks to re-enter the US on a current H1B visa. So they have clarified that if your petition was approved when you were in US, then even if you leave US later on, this fee will not apply to you. So I think this puts all confusion to the rest. We can now safely say that if you are an Indian student studying in the US and then you change from F1 to the H1B status, this fee does not apply to you. So this is the final thing. And a little more clarification here. So let's be clear that this 100K H1B fee applies only to people who are submitting their H1B petitions when they are outside the US, and this is for new petitions only. Now, interesting case, like if for some reason your change of status was not approved when you were in US and then you leave US and then you get your H1B approved when you were away from US, in that case this fee will still apply. So for some student who could not get H1B in the 3 lotteries and he had to leave US, let's say, and now he's outside the US, and while being outside the US he files for a H1B and gets it this time, he will be subjected to this $100,000 fee. So I hope this clarifies any confusion. If you guys have any more questions, you can always leave in the comment box below. Also, regarding the payment, it's said that this 100K payment has to be made prior to filing a petition with the USCIS. So petitioners have to submit proof that the payment has been scheduled from pay.government website, or evidence of an exception from this payment has to be submitted at the time of filing of H1B petition. So you cannot do this, that you file the petition, you get it, and then later on you submit that I am eligible for exception or no. All that has to be clarified before your H1B petition is filed. So I think this is a fabulous news. Why? I will cover in the next section. Let's come to the important point, that why is this such a big news and its impact on the which companies. Now, what are which companies? Which companies are Wipro, Infosys, TCS, Cognizant and HCL. And why they were the big villains? Because these companies and companies like them, which are known as staffing companies, who file H1B for their employees and then send them on site to client locations in the US, they pay much lesser than the average salaries in the US. They get through H1 because they file a lot of petitions, and then they are paying them much lower, and company is making money in this case. And this is actually what pissed off Trump government. So the Bloomberg article that I quoted in the last video, that showed that how these companies were sending a lot of employees to even banks like Citi, JP Morgan, etc. Whereas companies like Amazon, Meta, etc., who make direct job offers to Indians in the US already, they will be clearly favored in the lottery now. So with this $100,000 fee, these rich companies are now out of the race. They won't be paying this fee to file for H1B. So they are going to drastically cut down on the H1B visas. Yes, they can still file for L1B visa, but that does not impact you. So with those company out of the race, and especially because we saw in the last point that even to file the H1B petition, you have to first show the proof of payment. So if they don't want to pay, they are not going to enter the H1B lottery. By the way, these staffing companies, etc., they used to account for almost 40% of the H1Bs issued every year. So if 85,000 people get H1Bs every year, around 40% of those are going via these companies. So even if the person is eventually going to work for Citigroup, but the petitioner was TCS. So now these companies would be out of the race. H1B lottery is much more cleaner and much less competition for Indian students in the US. This also gives much more comfort to employers in the US that they will feel more confidence in sponsoring H1B jobs because they know that you have higher chances of getting the H1B lottery and they don't have to pay the $100,000 fee. So this is like really, really, really big news in favor of the Indian student. Your chances of finding a H1 job shoots really, really high. So I hope this will improve the job market. And even though job market was not as bad, but it was the situation that companies were uncertain. They did not know whether to sponsor or not. So they were just not sponsoring at all. So that situation, I hope to see that improving over next couple of months. Which brings me to the final section, that what does it mean for Indian applicants? So let me come directly to the point. The landscape has shifted drastically. The US is now discouraging to hire people from outside, and they want to retain people who are already in the US, and they want to retain that talent. And this is obviously, I've said it 10 times already in this video, this is a massive news for Indian students. Suddenly the system is now much more in your favor. In fact, as opposed to people who went over last 4 or 5 years, you are going to be in a much stronger position now, because for you H1B lottery is going to be much, much less competitive. So I think if you're studying in US on F1 visa, you're going to be in very, very strong position because you have a clear pathway for applying for H1B because the 100K fee does not apply to you. This is why I've always been telling people that you should still apply to US. You can be more selective about the universities, but you should still apply, because by the time results come out next year, you don't know what's going to be the situation. The landscape keeps changing drastically. There are new policies coming up. And now imagine some people completely dropped their US plan this year because of all the negative news that was coming over last 3-4 months. And now maybe they are not in a position to still apply for fall 2026 because the deadlines are very close by. In fact, undergrads are really impacted because the deadlines are October 15th, November 1st, etc. And if you have not prepared for it, you cannot apply very, very last minute now. So everybody who had dropped their US plans are probably going to have some regret right now. This is why I say that don't try to finalize anything right now. Your strategy should be apply to US, apply to many other countries also. Don't keep all your eggs in any one basket, but do apply to US, to some good universities. And then let's see what happens next year once the result comes out. Then you can decide whether you want to go or not. You can always choose not to go, but if you don't apply, then you will not even have the option next year. So I am glad for everybody who is working with us and we are applying to some US universities. I think this is a major, major positive news for all those people, right? So I hope they will have the last laugh. So yes, so that was my advice, keep your options open, apply to US still if you can. And if this policy continues, which I really hope it will, because honestly, it makes sense, right? I have never understood why US would alienate people who are already studying in US, because These are the people that are funded by the universities. You are giving them time, money, etc., and they're already in the US, so why wouldn't you want to retain them and, like, provide services to you? So I hope this policy will stay, and we will see things in favor of the students so that they can continue pursuing their US dreams and continue to build great careers there. But of course, I'll be keeping a close eye on all this, because as we know, Trump government is extremely unpredictable. But as of today, I think it's a good Diwali celebration for all of us. Now, what do you think about this news? Let me know in the comments. If I've missed out anything, let me know that as well. And I hope this video is helpful. If it is, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me creating more content. All right, so that's it, guys. Have a great time with your loved ones. And I will see you guys with the next video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.